What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggies, Bruce Lee, Sweet G, and AC for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, you've probably seen it by now, but you haven't heard my take, so we're fixing to do a rerun of Dubois' post-fight interview. I'm not gonna lie. During the build-up, everyone was hating. Yeah, all the corny Anthony Johnston homosexuals, which, by the way, have all gone missing now. Everyone knew now. Yeah, Simon Jordan, all of a sudden he knew. Oh, I said this. Simon, you was sucking off talking about Lennox Lewis in 3 times. Stop playing. Yeah, I can't bear these. Listen, how much coin has Simon Jordan got? Why don't you put the bag up, Simon? Since you knew AJ had PTSD, put the bag up, man. It was 3-1. Oops, right? You should have put 500 bags up. Put 500 grand up. Then you can come on here and say, "Bosh, I told you." You didn't do that. You said AJ were going to win. Yeah? But like I said, a lot of Anthony Johnston homosexuals were putting things out. Like Dan said some bars at the press conference. Dan won the press conference. I did a whole video on it. There's no way Johnston won. What, because all of them groupies in the crowd were laughing at his bad jokes and his bad timing? That means he won. Oh man, he got punched up anyway, even if he thought he won the press conference. All week we heard, oh, AJ's been here before, and Dubois is scared, I can see it in his eyes. I'm sure Simon was one of them dons saying that as well. Because it was all the talk sport heads were saying, Dubois shook, the moment's too big for him, and Johnston is just a Promethean god. That's what they were saying. Oops. Oh, Dubois had his bars scripted. Look, Dubois put a post out on Instagram and they didn't take out the bit of the... Oops. Oh, Dubois can't speak. He can fight though. He can fight. So that's why it's important to go through these bars here, because I ain't gonna lie. He didn't say so much, but they were poignant bars. Poignant. Do you understand? They hit. And listen to the crowd. It's sending shivers down my spine even now. Hear these bars right here.
I've only got a...
Wait there a minute.
I've only got a few words to say, man. You know, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Did you man hear that crowd roar up? It legitimately had a... It wasn't like a dude shouts out at no one listening. Listen again. Did you hear that crowd? Yeah? It sounds gladiatorial in there. Do you understand, people? One more time for you, man.
Got a few words to say, man. You know, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? I know you're a man of few...
That's what I'm talking about, people. That is exactly what we need and what I've been asking for. People can say, YB, you're sucking off Dan. Listen, until he falls off, yeah? If Dan wants to get in there and fight his heart out, I don't care if he loses. If Dan goes in there, yeah, put in the kitchen sink, second and third phases on Usyk, and loses, salute to him. That's all I've been asking for. I haven't been asking for everyone to win every fight. I've been asking for these big old bulls getting paid 10, 20, 100 million bucks for 45 minutes work to fight. That's what I've been asking for. And if it has to be Danny D to go in there and do it, so be it. He can punch, he's got a chin, and he's got the art. And the engine. To be quite frank, at this point, I don't know what more people want, if I'm honest. We saw him in there having the worst 4 rounds I've ever seen. With the up-and-coming boogeyman, Hrgovic, to laying it on thick in the back towards 8 rounds. 8 rounds of cardio. After getting punched up in the first 4, I'm not sure what more cardio you need. AJ can't get hit for 10 seconds. He's goosed and gassed. Dubois was been getting hit. Right? So really, can he tighten things up? Absolutely. He's not a perfect fighter, but all the bases are there. All he really needs to do is some slight tweaks. He doesn't have to... He knows how to put his hands together, clearly. He's stopped everyone in the last 3 fights. So this is the guy, people. Oh, you're sucking him off now? Now what? Okay, the YB sucking Danny D off, now what? Because you, man, was sucking Jon Stewart off. He ain't showed nothing. I'm backing something that I see with my eyes. Yeah, I don't need to hear about Ben Diamato Davidson, and I don't need to hear about spirits and how God's sucking AJ off. I just need to see AJ fight. That's all I've been asking for since Ruiz, going into Ruiz 2. That's all I've asked for. To do what you're being paid for. I'm not interested in hearing about, oh, YB, AJ's got to think about his health. No one asked you to box. No one asked you to box. You took your big ass in there and want to be a £50 million a fight boxer. So fight. I'm not interested in health. I'm not interested in whatever else. Fight or sit down. It's as simple as that in this game. That's how the game needs to be run from now. And if I was advising Turkey, I'd tell the fighters, I'd brief them all and say, listen, you all get one shot. It's not one shot to win. It's one shot to fight. Yeah? And if you go in there and you just think you're collecting the free Saudi coins, you're out of here. Not interested. Because we've been had 10, 15, even back to Vladimir Klitschko as the kind of undisputed champion. We've had 20 years now, 15 years of big old dudes not wanting to fight. And I'm tired of it. Get them out of here. Yeah, they should make two sports. They should make a sport for all the AJ fans and all the people who care about fighters' health and, oh, YB, he has to not get stuck in. He has to fanny around because of his health. Make another division for that. And all you estrogenic dudes can sit there and wank yourselves off to a man making 50 million in 45 minutes, taking no risk. What in life do you know you can make big reward with no risk? Where? Sign me up. Yeah, this ain't the lottery. This ain't Euro Millions where you just get a ticket and whack it on and hope for the best. Even if it's a cabal scam, you ain't winning nothing. That's what I can tell you about the lottery. The lottery is a pocket digging expedition for the poor. Yeah, as if the government don't take enough. No one wins the lottery, people. I hate to break it to you. Not one person wins. I think there's about 4 lotteries a week now between them all. There's 4 multi-million dollar lotteries per week, and yet none of us know no one. Do the maths. That's 200 people a year, right? 50 years them things been going on. Where are these thousands of people who have all won millions on the lottery? Stop playing. Anyway, I've digressed. Listen. Danny D, he told you, man. The guy who can't speak told you, man. Are you not entertained? I was entertained. Yeah? This is the guy. And all you Anthony John, I like Usyk, but come on, man. Come on. He should have been, people. If Danny D had Fury in that problem, he'd have been finished his ass. Too big, too strong, too much drive. Usyk, he played too much, man. He should have been smoked Fury. And he'd been playing too much. AJ as well. Usyk don't have that. I like Usyk. He can't punch and he's a cruiserweight though. He don't have that raw primalness, ultimately, people. He lets people off the hook just to win. I've seen a bunch of that. I respect Usyk a lot, but come on now. It's not the pinnacle of the game. The pinnacle of the game is what we saw on the weekend. The pinnacle of the game is what we saw against Hrgovic. Usyk wouldn't have stopped Hrgovic. Usyk didn't stop Jon Stewart. Usyk wouldn't have stopped Jarrell Miller either, if I'm honest. He wouldn't have done. Jarrell Miller's is better than Chisora. So, there's levels to the game, people. And right now, Danny D's at the top by way of stoppages. I like Usyk. He shouldn't really be at heavyweight. And what he's done's phenomenal. But it's not the pinnacle. When you get someone hurt like Tyson Fury was hurt in that 9th round, it's your obligation to get him out of there, man. Or try at least. What was he going to do? Fury was slow as molasses and he can't punch at the best of times. It was all Usyk. Instead he sat back and... Do you know what I mean? Man. That's not right. It's not right, man. And I don't believe Danny D in this state. If Danny D gets Tyson Fury in that state, who here think Fury making it another 3-4 rounds? I don't. AJ's still a big, powerful bull, to be fair. Fury's not. Fury can't punch like that. He can't punch like that. So anyway, I want to show you another clip as well of Danny D quick. Because this, again, you can say, maybe there's an argument, why YB, you're a Danny D homosexual now. It's possible. Oh, YB, you sucked off Terence Crawford and now you fell up. People, I didn't ask Terence Crawford to go in there. How difficult is it for you, man, to understand? I want to see 10, 20, 30 million dollar dudes do what they're paid to do for 45 minutes. That's all I want. I'm not asking him to do something that he's not supposed to be doing. Terence Crawford in there faffing around with Madrimov. I'm not interested in hearing about boxing, about Shakur Sleepvinson, about fanning about. Do you know why I'm not? I've been seeing the old school man. I've been seeing Hagler Hearns. I've been seeing, go back and watch the old school. It wasn't a, ooh, Terence Crawford, Madrid, oh, he's tricky. Get in there. Get in there. Yeah, that's what I want to watch. I don't want to watch no more faffing, no more Floyd Mayweather in, no more, oh, my health. Yeah? If you people, a fighter who's worried about his health, sit down. Don't dig pocket. Don't do that, man. It's wrong, morally speaking. You know if you're finished. You know if, I don't really fancy being spiteful. It's a fight, people. That's exactly what it has to be. Spiteful with bad intentions. Bottom line. And if you don't do that, what, you want me to keep blowing you? You want me to keep blowing Terence Crawford because Madrimov was tricky? That whole narrative's filled with contradictions, people. Because all of a sudden, Madrimov wasn't so tricky in the 12th round, right? When Crawford knew the fight was about to be finished, all of a sudden he starts getting active. That's whack. That's what bums do. Bums do that. Look at Bumlanger. Bumlanger does nothing for 11 rounds and then has a good 12. Like, what's that about? Start earlier. You must have known after. If you could do that in the 12th, you could have been started that in the 6th. Or the 5th. I'm not asking everyone to go out there like storming the beaches of Normandy. But don't tell me, oh, I only knew in the 12th round. That's cap. You shit yourself. And I saw Terence Crawford shitting himself as well. Yeah? Because at the end of the day, people, when you put your hands up and you wade in, there's nothing tricky about it. Again, Crawford showed us that in round 12. You can just put your hands up and get in there. That's what you can do. And let's find out who can really box. Boxing is not, I hate to break it to you, pseudo-boxing heads. Boxing is not, ooh, let me faff around in circles. Let me skirt the outside of the ring, like Crawford versus Madrimov. And I'm not sucking Madrimov off. Madrimov sucked too. All Madrimov would do is pressure Crawford to the ropes and then not throw his hands. Again, another estrogenic, safety first, oh, he's tricky bullshitter. Yeah? Because there are fighters who can just get at it. Madrimov was happy following Crawford. Crawford was happy Shakur Sleepvinson in around the ring. That's what it came down to. Neither man wanted to squabble. So you got two dudes in there getting paid 10 mil plus to do nothing. That's not acceptable, people. I don't care about health. I don't care about nothing else. Get at it is what you need to do in this game for tens of millions of dollars. And how I know this is, people, if someone came to most of us, man, and said, listen, 10 mil, go have a fight, or you don't get paid, yeah? This is how I know it ain't that hard. And this is how I know it's the silk pajamas shtick that's moistening most of these men up. Because if someone came to us and said, some of you might be zesty, but if someone came to most of us who are red-blooded, yeah, and said, listen, I'll pay you 10 mil, or you fucking 1 mil. If someone said to me, YB, I'll pay you 1 mil, all you've got to do is go in there and fight your heart out. How many of you, man, are going to take that? Right? I'll chew his hand off. I'll do it for 100 grand. Why not? It's only one. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to think. Every fight has to be like that. But these fighters, Crawford's thinking, well, I've already made 30 mil already, so I don't really want to fight if I can help it. I want to talk about my health and boxing. Oh, it's boxing. You understand? And it's wrong. I'm sorry, people, it's the wrong mentality. And that's how fighters fall off quickly. The minute you stop The minute you don't really want to be vicious anymore, you're finished in the game. I'm putting it out there now. The minute you start thinking there's an easier way or a smarter way to do things, you're finished. It's the wrong attitude for a fight. And Danny D, one of the very few, in fact in recent history, I can't think of someone who's actually shown this transformation. Danny D's gone from the absolute depths of quitting. That Usyk fight was pathetic. I've never seen someone quit so easily before in that Usyk fight. But to go from that to where he is now, just walking through the fire, I salute that. That's better than a man who's always been full of courage. A coward who turns into that's the ultimate. Anyone can be born and be naturally courageous. But to clearly have the bitch in you, that Dubois showed against Usyk, to spin that around and run with it, is the pinnacle of mankind in my opinion. The pinnacle. And he's feeling himself now. And all I'll say is, I just hope it don't go to his head, which has been often the story. Often we see these guys come up. I don't think he's whooped AJ. This could be the fall off, where he starts going to his head, he stops training and he starts thinking, oh, maybe I can ease back a bit. But I think his dad's MK Ultra'd. I think his dad's cooked his head enough. If his dad says go in there and get it, it reminds me of the film. What's that film with Jet Li in? And it's about this guy who, since he was a child, he was brought up under these gangsters, and these gangsters would lock him in a cage and just pure training to fight, and they'd set him on people. It's got Jet Li, and it's really quite a good film actually. I feel like Daniel Dubois has got that Jet Li film in him with his dad. His dad tells him, you get off on this guy, and he don't think, he just on. Yeah, it's a good film actually. I might have to rewatch it. So hopefully his dad and that solid structure keeps his mind strong. Hopefully he's not in Brazil with too many hoes, too many of Brazil's finest, South American. Do you understand? But he seems to be, again, this will be the fight though, or around this time, right? It'll be after beating AJ, or after beating Fury, or after beating Usyk and becoming undisputed. That's where the wheels will fall off, if they're going to fall off. So his team now have to be very, very conscious. You work harder now, or as hard, and it's not even about the work. AJ was working hard in the gym. He wasn't sitting around in Benidorm like Tyson Fury. It's not really about the work, actually. It's about your mind. You can't enable your mind to get soft. You can't enable your mind to start thinking about, oh, is there an easier way? Like AJ said after the Vlad fight. Oh, I didn't like getting hit. Show me an easier way to win. It's the wrong mindset. Whatever way you win should be hard. That makes sense. Because even if you're dominating someone, you should be hitting them with bad intentions. So even an easy fight shouldn't be easy, because you should be in there having a go, if that makes sense. Like the guy, who did Dubois fight early in his career? Dubois fought that tricky journeyman, Kevin something, and Dubois didn't stop him. I'd argue, if you watch that fight back, Dubois was way too respectful, and that's the point I'm making. Doesn't really matter your level of opponent. Every fight you should see as, I'm doing this guy some serious harm. You plumber from Liverpool. That's how you have to think, in my opinion. There is no time, or there's no space in your mind to think about easy or better. It's just hard. I'm punching hard. I'm defending hard. My hands are stuck to my head. Do you understand, people? I'm coming in hard. Pause. Yeah? Bottom line. The quicker these guys can get their head around that, can flick that switch, the better. The less they hang around with these dudes telling them, oh, come to me, come to my gym. I'll show you an easier way. I'll show you a special way. I'll show you a magical way to do boxing. For the naive, kind of low-tier individuals, it's great. I can make 30 million and it be easy. Who don't want that? But it's what's that saying? All that glitters isn't gold. Anyway, you've heard them bars from Danny D. I want to also play this one here. This was poignant too.
And I have to say to everyone, are you not entertained? I'm a true gladiator and a warrior. And this is just the beginning. I delivered and I performed like a true gladiator warrior, and we got the job done. I thank my family, my dad especially, and this is our time. And still, and I have to say to everyone, are you not entertained? I'm a true...
So you heard it there. And what I like about this is, it feels to me like Daniel Dubois is doubling down on it. I think to some extent his brain's like a more of a naive child. I don't know him, I might be wrong, but from what I observe, I think he might be in the state right now. I don't know, if when you're a son growing up and your dad's proud of you and you want to do more of that, not only that, obviously Dubois has his own thing, but he's proud of himself and he wants more of it. He's not proud of himself saying, let's put some silk pajamas on. He's proud and he wants to dominate more. That's the vibe I'm getting now. He's taking, he's taking pride from being a warrior. That's how people back in the day, that's how old time cultures were. It wasn't about living like a bitch on your knees for your whole life. That's what they strove for. Now, for me, it's unfathomable. I'm clearly estrogenic, but for me, thinking about going to war and bleeding out on a cold, wet battlefield, that's the last thing I want to do. But obviously, there was always cowards, but a lot of them, man, they saw it as that was not only their destiny, but that was what they were searching for. They were searching for martyrdom, essentially. They were searching for, what's the word I'm looking for? They were searching for that. They were looking for an honourable passing, an honourable death, which can only be found on a battlefield. Yeah? And it seems to me like Dubois, he's finding pride or honour in how he's performing. It's actually rewarding for him. When AJ fought Vlad, he got through that fight. He wasn't feeling like, man, that was rewarding. I took adversity and came through it. I can now build on that. Nothing can stop me. AJ took it as, oh, Rob, I didn't like getting hit. Teach me how not to get hit. Complete wrong attitude. Complete wrong attitude. You're looking at it the wrong way, man. Estrogenic way. Oh, that was hard. I don't want to do hard again. Dubois nodding his head. Yeah, I'm a gladiator. Who won it? Now, that doesn't mean he should get lost in the sauce and start believing he can just walk through everyone. Because it's a very delicate balance. It's your belief in the fight that's valuable. It's not your belief in domination. Because might be hard fights, right? You might go in there and stick it on Usyk, and then in round 7, he's putting it back on you. It's the belief... what am I trying to say? It's not the belief in dominance. That's what AJ was on. When AJ was coming up, he believed he could be dominant. He believed he could dominate people. Then when he couldn't dominate, he lost his head. Oh, I'm in a fight now. It's the belief that I can fight hard. I'll never stop fighting. Yeah? That's what has to be at your core. I know whatever happens, I'll never stop fighting. That's it. In a line, in a sentence for you, man. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. Hard to execute, but as simple as that. No matter how hard it gets, I know I can always put my chin on my chest and wade in some more, looking for problems. When all else fails, I know as a 250-pound man, my chin can go down and I can start pop, bosh. That's one thing no one can take away from you. Your opponent can never take away your willingness to fight. They might take away your jab. They might take away your right hand. Right? Usyk might take away this. He might take away that. He can't take away your willingness. He can't break your spirit. He can't do that. You have to give a man your spirit. No one can take that from you. I'd argue in the first Usyk fight, Team Dubois have said, well, Usyk took my spirit because I didn't get the knockdown. Again, that's the point I'm making. Usyk didn't. You had to give him your spirit. Yeah? You could have got up and said, okay, he's soft to the body. I know he's sweet. Let's go now. And I do believe Dubois would do that now. Dubois wouldn't get discouraged. And in fact, that's quite an interesting dichotomy there. with that situation. That shows the mindset change. Before, when he put Usyk down and wasn't awarded it, it broke him. Oh, that was my only shot. Oh, I feel sorry for myself. I should have won. Rather than thinking, okay, there's two mindsets, more or less in everything in life. You can neg out or you can get on it. Glass half full or half empty. Really, Dubois should have been saying, okay, that shot might have been low. I'll put it 2 inches higher next time and fold him for real. Or fuck these judges and this stadium who are on Usyk's dick. I'm gonna knock his ass out. Or give him... That was my... I think at the time I said, what pissed me off about Dubois in the Usyk fight was that he didn't even give Usyk a few rounds of hell. If you're going to jump on your knees and acquiesce and give Usyk your spirit, you might as well have put your head down and had a proper go for a round or two, right? That's what you might as well have done. Before I get on my knees, I'm coming in, chin down, and swinging away. That's what you might as well as do. No man can ever take that from you, right? Dubois could have come in having a go, and who knows? We've seen Usyk in round 9. We've seen Usyk in round 6 with Fury. When you're that big, yeah, the last thing you want to give a man is your spirit, because you can always go out fighting. You can always do that. No one can stop you doing that. It's a fight. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. No doubt about it. People, stop it.